Are there any interesting bedtime stories you remember in your childhood? I guess we all have the memories of listening to the folktales or fairy tales from your parents or grandparents. Those stories never disappear and stay with you as your happy memories over and over. You may notice that bedtime stories often show the unique features of the country. Therefore, you may find interesting in exploring bedtime stories of Korea. Shall we look into the folktales of Korea which have been passed over generations? The first tale we want to introduce is the story of Kongji and Patji, which is the Korean version of Cinderella story. You can consider Kongji as Cinderella and Patji as her evil stepsister. Kong means bean and Pat means red bean or smaller bean in Korea. Kongji lost her mother when she was young, but she grew a sweet and beautiful girl. Her father remarried a woman who also had a daughter named Patji. Those two women were quite mean and they were jealous with Kongji since she was being appreciated by all the people. Therefore, they made Kongji do the mission impossible, including filling water in the broken pot and weeding fields with a broken hoe. However, with the help of the magical animals, she succeeded to finish all these tasks. One day, the local governor had a big party and all the family members of Kongji were invited. But of course, her stepmother didn't let Kongji go to the party until she finished another impossible task. But she managed to complete it with the help of angels and birds. As she was running for the party, a pair of her flower shoes was slipped off and the local governor picked it up, wondering whose the shoes it is. This part reminds us the famous scene of Cinderella. As you can expect, you will see the wedding of Kongji and the local governor and the punishment of a stepmother and daughter. You can find this motif in China, Vietnam, and several Western countries. However, you can find the special points such as traditional houseworks, farming of Korea in this story. You will be closer to the Korean culture with a keen eye for these elements. Shall we read some parts of the story? While the previous story was the Korean transformation of a worldwide story, here is the unique story of Korea, the brother and sister who became the sun and the moon. This is the story which explains how the world was created. Almost all Korean children know this story. Once upon a time, there was a single mother who had a son and a daughter. One day, a tiger hunted the mom and he found the children's house. Disguised himself as their mother, he asked them for opening the door. They ran away and finally climbed on a tree. As the tiger climbed on a tree too, the poor children started to beg for their life to heaven. Then a rope came from the sky and the children escaped from the tiger. The tiger asked for a rope, but it turned out that it was a rotten one. Finally, the rotten rope was broken and the tiger fell on the ground and died. After then, the heavenly God made the older boy as the sun and the little girl as the moon. But the girl asked for an exchange, since she was afraid of darkness. When she became the sun, she made herself brighter, since she was shy of being looked at from people. This is the Korean version of the story, which explains the creation of the sun and the moon. You can see that the tiger is included in this story, and it also frequently shows up in other Korean folktales too. Also, like the story of Kongji and Patji, this story tries to give the lesson of encouraging the good and punishing the evil. We hope you find the two stories interesting. Since they are mostly written and delivered for children, we think that they are fairly easy to be read. Moreover, you can also find the traditional culture and lifestyles of Korea from the stories. What are the bedtime stories in your country? Please share them to us in the comments. Bye bye!